Heyo, what is up, everyone? My name is Strike. I do Star Wars, and we're back for another AHSOKA episode. I am joined by the usual suspects. We got JT, we got Max, we got Jessica, we got Maul, we got Charlie, and we have Avela off screen. Welcome, everyone.
I was here the whole time.
Yeah, I know. Max was here the whole time.
Instant transmission. My God, he went to
We
yard
were
drive.
maybe waiting a little for Max, but he
My
joined in
apologies,
the
my
intro, so
apologies. Sorry about that.
Perfect
nobody
timing.
would know. Yeah, 7th episode, which means next week is the last. So show is going to be. Thank you, Avela, for showing that. Anyway, so yeah, it would make sense that things are already starting to go down. Probably leading into a climax of some sorts, I would think. Someone going to die. I know, very, very requested by Avela. Somebody needs to die.
Well, it's
Who
Star
will-
Wars. Everybody dies.
Everybody.
Someone needs to take a die.
Yeah. So anyone but the purgils.
Chopper's gonna explode literally in the last episode, and they're not gonna have
Well,
like,
I mean,
any
I
screen
don't know
time.
if you've seen the thumbnail, but
The
I
merge
was
with
gonna
5
say-
will only get put there.
I was gonna say, hope Chopper actually figures out how to get there so he can do some more crimes.
Everybody will be doing
on behalf of.
Everybody will be
Yeah,
doing
that's- that's going to be interesting if we see like sort of that side of what's happening at the moment at all, or if they are going to sort of leave that for the very end to lead into the continuation. Because I could see that happening too. Like sort of Hera is, going to her trial, and sort of we don't really see her now at all anymore. But then at the end, sort of when the season sort of ends, it's sort of one of the last things that might lead into the grander movie or something like that.
Yeah. I hope we get that Rebels reunion of Hera at least getting to see
All of
Ezra
them?
as well and
Mhm.
Chopper.
Will we see Zeb?
Zeb's the
Yeah.
only one of the Ghost Crew we
That'd be cool,
haven't seen
too.
in the show.
Well,
They can only afford to render him in one episode. Don't worry.
yeah, and that was a Mando.
No, they're saving it for the last one, but she's
Oh,
Well, I mean, wishful thinking.
yeah. No, obviously, I do fear though if we get it that the cost might be too high. But yeah, we'll see.
He's gonna explode.
He's gonna no. Like Zeb shows up for 1 second. It's like just his face. Like they just render, his face, and then
He
no,
pulls
let's
a
not.
Yamcha. I know you won't get that reference.
Zeb does not deserve that. Yeah, but I suppose things that are going to go down this episode are, for one, Sabine Ezra encountering the bandits plus Balin and Shin.
Mhm.
That's definitely going to go down.
I'm excited to see more
Um,
bandits. Those bandits had some pretty cool designs, so hopefully we get some
Yeah.
more.
The
Hexian Brood
Tuscan-
Part 2.
the Tuscan samurai bandits. Yeah.
Back to what you were saying though about like the setup for like the big baddies and like where the show could go. I am really hoping that it's not gonna be this amazing build up. We get all the stuff we like, and then right at the end, it's like, "Hi Thrawn, bye Thrawn,"
Oh,
and that's where he gets 3 episodes. He's this mega hyped up villain, I mean, being in Celebration too, like in the panel, and having Rosario on stage be like, "Yeah, this was so fun to do. Come on, we need a season 2. Come on, guys." And it hasn't even been announced. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that it is building him up for the movie or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do Thrawn dirty like that. Just give him like 3 episodes and like
Whether
not
they
give
did
him
Luke
anything else.
dirty, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, come on, we gotta have a little faith in Dave. It's Dave.
I mean-
He's not gonna do that
Yes,
to us.
Filoni didn't do that to Luke.
I'm just open to anything because it literally can go anywhere.
right. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it. There is obviously the past of Moff Gideon sort of receiving what you just said, like sort of appearing in the last 3 episodes. I mean, in the last 2, except for the last one, the last two, I think, just briefly, and then dying off, supposedly. But
Mm.
we never know.
I
Man's
hope
got-
I really
man's got
hope they
cooked.
butt heads, dude. Like, I hope that like maybe that was a clone that died, and then like I would love to see Thrawn go up against Gideon, because Gideon's no like joke either, man. Like he means business. So to kind of see them, I mean, I think Thrawn would win, but like it would be cool to see them
Yeah.
kind of.
It would be
some-
interesting.
Look, man couldn't survive an old man who couldn't talk ringing a bell in a wheelchair. How's he gonna survive an
Hey,
ISD
no.
in the face?
I agree. I hope that was a clone because he did not have the signature Moff Gideon mustache.
I was about
I'm
to say
hoping it
the
was a
mustache
clone. It was gone, so hopefully that's
Yeah.
just a clone.
that is
Yeah,
solid,
what an idiot! He should have gave
option.
them all mustaches. We'd never have known.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like season 3 of Mando has like especially about the finale, a lot of like sort of like question marks still. I mean, for instance, also like there were definitely some major cuts being made last second, because like for instance, there were very accurate, sort of like behind the scenes talks about that there was a fleshed out fight scene between like the Fang fighters and the TIE interceptors also, because in the current state of the episode they they fly, but then they sort of never show up again. Like sort of the dog fight happens off screen. So I mean there were definitely some changes, and I mean I'm pretty sure you guys probably have seen the behind the scenes pictures also where Moff Gideon interacts with sort of the busted cloning tube tanks. So I think there was honestly even more explanation planned to what's going on, but there's just a big mystery still. What is the truth? But yeah, I mean, Moff Gideon is great. Giancarlo Esposito has been killing it as a Star Wars baddie. Breaking Bad. But yeah, I mean, it would be very nice that he would not be gone, because he's just been, just such a interesting villain with so much
Plus,
history.
they killed him so quick. I'm like, really? You're gonna have him be like the villain for like the majority of the seasons, and then give him like a 2-second death? Like I was like, oh come on.
Actually, it wasn't. It would not have even been that much of a problem if they, killed him sort of quickly. I was more dissatisfied with the fact that Bo-Katan didn't get to do it herself.
Right.
I
True.
mean, if he died, then he died by the explosion and the fire.
Yeah.
I don't actually mind the death. I think being killed by a head-on coming, nose of a Star Destroyer is a really
but there's
badass
nothing
death.
personal about it.
But I wish there was more of a build-up to that nosedive into him, like you were saying, a more extensive fight.
Also, JT, yeah, it is cool that what you just said, but it takes it out when he's just like, "Oh no!" Like it takes 2 steps back. It's very comical how he like did it. He like that thing's like a massive ship, and he has to take 2 steps. But he's like, "Oh wait, I'm just out of the ship's like trajectory. Let me step 2 steps back and be in it."
Personally, it would have been cool if the spear was still around and maybe like Din Djarin cracked open his mask, so then Moff Gideon gets like pinned in like some rubble or something. Like, help me! It's part of your code, and you can see his like mask, like he's like, ah, and then the fire just engulfs his face.
I'd watch that.
A pretty cool shot.
I feel like Bo-Katan should have taken like a page out of Maul's book and been like, the rightful leader of Mando.
All back.
That would also be pretty sick. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I actually in cut stuff. She just created like a podcast, and I watched the first episode. And she talked about like a couple scenes that got cut, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I mean that was
blows my mind.
I feel
Are you
like
talking about Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah.
Oh,
in that Jack Black episode right at the end where they're in like the Renaissance looking camp out, whatever, and she's like, fight with me again. And he's like, why should I fight with you? Whatever. When they're like dog fighting with the jetpacks, that reminded me of that Maul fight. Like that was a really cool,
oh yeah, for sure,
assert dominance scene, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, But for back to Ahsoka, we're driving off.
Yeah,
I
back to
was like
Ahsoka.
already starting to be like, okay, yeah, no, I want to make that, but Ahsoka. So we're getting too far down that other rabbit hole.
The tangent went off because we're hoping that Thrawn doesn't get done.
Right. Yeah, right. We hope Thrawn doesn't die.
I
The more you
think
know.
that's suicidal.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
for this
think he's
episode,
going.
really, I think the other part is also going to be, will we already return, to the known, or start the return to the known galaxy, or is that going to be for the last episode?
Or do they ever return?
Or do they ever return? Good, yeah.
I think it's going to be for the last episode. I think so.
So, but like, that's actually a good question. We can go like one after another. Do you think that we will return to the known galaxy this season?
Well, if they don't, what's the movie going to be about?
I do. I think they'll return, but I think Balin and Shin will get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's after this power.
Do you think they are the only ones that are going to be left behind?
Maybe Ezra too. Maybe he'll sacrifice. Who knows?
Like
That'd be cool.
sacrifice himself again. He's
Like
gonna be like,
Kanan.
I waited here for 30 years. All right, I'm gonna do it again.
That was his purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still interested to see how the reaction is gonna be of Ezra when he figures out, or Sabine tells him, like, yeah, by the way, Thrawn is here, and I led the people here that wanted to find Thrawn.
I honestly feel like that's kind of an Ezra move, though. I feel like he does that sometimes in Rebels, where he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "This definitely didn't go the way I planned it." When he's like talking to Kanan or Hera or somebody, like I feel like that's kind of an Ezra move, what Sabine did. So maybe he'll understand.
Are we assuming he doesn't know he's on the same planet as Thrawn right now?
No. He definitely knows. Like,
okay.
He just doesn't know
It's
how
been many
Sabine
years.
arrived.
I think you meant like what Sabine was like holding from him, right? Like
Right. Yeah. No. I just
information.
meant she has not said
Oh,
yet
the other
that
people.
she was arriving with
Never
the friends of Thrawn. Yeah. No, I hope he's aware that Thrawn's
Yeah.
on the planet.
It's been a lot of years. How would he
He's like,
not?
Thrawn's here.
He's been
Thrawn,
snacking
no
on space
way.
turtles. It's okay. He's been dying on turtle soup, man, pulling a shredder.
And then she's like, Ezra, are you sure that you're okay? What? Who is Ezra? I'm Jabba. Who is this Ezra?
Call back.
Alias. Dude,
He's he went
Thrawn
method.
wasn't the one, if Thrawn wasn't the one keeping him living with them hermit crabs, then he could definitely look up over the hills and see Night Sisters doing their magic, which would scare him. So,
Or
there's no good way.
ISD.
Yeah. That looming presence.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I always wondered what that was.
That's crazy to think. The Empire has been gone, but they don't know it, really.
Yeah. I mean,
Imagine
for
that
all
conversation.
Ezra knows, they could still be fighting.
Yeah. Imagine that conversation. Just like, okay, so what I missed. So remember back when we went to Geonosis and we hanged out with Saw for a little bit? That was actually not a circle in the sand. That was actually a space station.
Yeah.
And there were two of them. Wait, what? Just a little funny scenario. It's like,
long story, but the important part, we blew them both up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I guess it's gonna be. Well, I actually don't think we're gonna get too much of an answer, but it would be kind of interesting to get some insight into what Ezra has been doing all this time, and if it was sort of just purely sort of survive and count rocks, or
building puka-shell necklaces for the local hermit crabs.
He's like, those took some time.
Or the theory is true with like the stormtrooper dog tags, and he's like, yeah, hey, honestly, that thing, that's Gucci, that took me ages to sew together.
It's like
I had to talk to the high elves for that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just goofing around.
Now to come to think about it, Galadriel is like a good Night Sister.
That's what you're thinking about now. Yeah, I mean, sort of.
She comes up to the podium. They're doing their like triangle ball ritual, whatever, and she comes up the top. She's like, You have no power here. Go back from which you came.
Oh man.
Man, definitely interesting. Is I can't wait to see good old Mithradu, Grand Admiral Thrawn's face when the damn space whales appear out of space and Ahsoka
And-
pops in and just like, not again, no, no, not again. No.
Wouldn't it suck if Thrawn was like inside of the ring and he just leaves as Ahsoka gets there? It's just like,
I got out.
"Damn it!"
I got the space donut. I'm finally honest. No, not them again. No.
Or, most importantly, will we finally just get a uninterrupted story session with Hu Yang?
Oh,
I wish, but probably doubt it. He's like, "Oh, you
Always
don't want to
have to
hear
interrupt.
this." Like literally every time we're like, "We want to hear it. We want to hear it."
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, they've been. I know we've actually watched some of them, but they're like still bringing out like these shorts of like baby Groot, which is just shorts. Just bring out like short stories of Hu Yang. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like literally, don't even make the flashback. Just let him talk.
I could listen to that. Well,
Hey,
hello,
Mr.
Mr.
Fat.
Fat.
If Thrawn dies in the finale, I'm going to be very upset. Yes,
Okay.
I think a lot of us would be, but that's not hope.
Better not.
I don't see that happening with the movie from Filoni coming. I feel like he has to be some part of it.
I would be majorly surprised because, yeah, I mean, I also would logically think that Thrawn would play a major role in the upcoming movie. So
He would get a res from Black Chrysanthemum because of his secret identity.
No.
all right, well, something else that actually is sort of interesting. Like I watched a video. No, not Life Day. As that, I mean, we all sort of we all know Thrawn's theme from Rebels, right? Sort of like the what do you even call it in English?
Piano.
Organs.
Well, I don't know. It's like the thing you have in churches.
Yeah,
Yeah, organ.
Next to it.
The Davy
Yeah.
Jones.
Right, exactly. And somebody like pointed out that by like the theme, or I mean, it's sort of like the same theme actually that they're playing in Ahsoka, but the twist is that every key that is being played, it gets more distorted with this like, like that sort of like that sort of cranky thing. So that person was sort of like saying like, it might sort of suggest that there's something sort of fishy going on with the whole operation. Hey, what's up?
Oh, Steve.
But what were you saying, GT?
I said, so how's it go? You went, I don't.
No, don't. Actually, okay, hold on. All right, making a fool of myself to explain.
What Strike is saying is Thrawn
We've
is
song tuned
Ahsoka.
before, Strike. Just use your power, like we did that day.
No, I'll just play the clip real quick.
Are you talking about like the main theme? The dun, dun,
No, hopefully it's. I mean, I'm just gonna play it for a few seconds. If we get copyrighted, then
That's
shit.
fine.
Okay, literally just a few seconds. All right.
Copyright. Get him.
Copyright. Like the.
I couldn't hear that at all.
What? You don't hear it?
The volume was very
What?
low.
Was the audio not audible at all?
Negatron.
Oh, the volume's low. Okay, well, I'm not playing it again because then we
That's
actually.
It's okay. And that's true. Better days.
Okay, I mean,
You had
if
one chance and you
listen
blew
to
it.
yourself, you're definitely gonna hear it. It's sort of like that distortion, sort of
I think it
hum
just-
to it. Huh?
The team went bad after being on the planet for so long.
The theme went
It
bad.
started molding.
Started molding.
Yeah.
It would be nice though if they make it back to the known galaxy, that it would just be as clean, you know, Rebels theme, because that shit just slaps. No other way of saying it. Probably the best theme out of Rebels, if I would have to say that off my head.
Strike's chance to prove what the audio was, but the audio never came through. So like a month later, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, did you know with the theme you can actually hear?" And Strike's gonna be like, "Damn it!"
Well, no, I'm not that.
First they get me with the damn armor, now this shenanigans.
He's got like a full beard. I was there when it happened.
I said it on the first day, but nobody believed me. No, I mean, it's not even me who figured it out. So
5 minutes.
Oh.
Whoop.
Max, what does Aslan say from Narnia? The quote with the witch.
Oh, he's like, "Don't cite the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written."
Yeah.
Or something like that. I think I was paraphrasing.
I think
a
you
little
hit it
bit.
down. Yeah.
Narnia are also just really good movies.
So who do we think, or what do we think Balin was like sensing with the Force?
People are putting crazy theories out there. They're like either the Bendu, like the Sun, Abeloth. They're basically just naming every overpowered Star Wars creature.
Oh, but by the way, did you guys see, like, we watched like a video of somebody who deciphered it, but apparently the temple, like the temple has Zepho writing on it.
I don't know how I feel about the Zepho being related to the like original Night Sisters, though.
I mean, it's kind of cool because like
it's in the game.
Yeah, I think what it's sort of insinuating is that probably like the Zepho were there even before, and like sort of the witches took over that temple.
Yeah, because like the Zepho like also came from like another galaxy. I think you find that out, and I don't know if it's Survivor or Fallen Order. I think it's Fallen Order because like the Zepho is primarily in that game, but like dude, like
I don't remember because it got too boring, but yeah.
fair, but yeah, no, I think it's cool. Like I like little tie-ins, like especially because like I'm such a big video game guy. Even if it's just like a little, like we don't have to have a whole Zepho thing, but if it's just like a little kind of nod, I think it's kind of cool.
No, I mean it's fine. It's just sort of like I can't even get excited about it because it's like you get such little information about the Zepho. It's like sort of like, okay, they existed. Great.
Yeah.
Good to know.
They were Force sensitive.
Yeah.
They had ugly heads.
They have ugly heads.
This is very random, but it'd be really cool if we see Thrawn kind of reunite with Pelion also, since we got him in that Shadow Council.
That'd be sick.
Random. That would be badass.
That would be very wizard and very appropriate.
I would hope that when Thrawn
at
comes
the
back,
moment.
he would probably do something like that. Like immediately go back to
If
the world.
Pelion's being loyal and waiting, and then you guys talked about
he's
Gideon
hanging out with
earlier,
that
I'd make
mustache, man. He's
Steve, if you mean by WBW, the World Between Worlds, the World Between Worlds was not built by anyone. It's not really a, not really a place.
It's God damn it!
I just
almost did something. I almost was like, no, but it was the back door to Mortis that was built by another special, amazing savior of the Star Wars universe. I almost did, and George Lucas voiced it. Now it's ruined.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, George Lucas built it. All right, there you go.
No, I want Thrawn and Pelion to like meet and then do that scene from Predator where it's like, "Pelion, you son of a bitch!"
Big blue flexing bicep.
Can you imagine?
You have no idea the amount of shit that I have to put up with. But since you got back, you have no idea. I've been ramping you up, man. What's new? Space whales. What? Yeah.
But I want, like, just for that scene, I just want them to be incredibly jacked, like way more jacked than they are.
Only that,
and then go
like
back to that
close up, and it's clearly different people.
Yeah.
That's how important it is, because not even just in real life, Thrawn's being hyped up by the fans, but in the Star Wars universe, he's got fans that are wanting him back.
I mean,
Just
that's the
it'd be
thing.
cool after he reunites with Pelion. Pelion tells him about Gideon.
Yeah,
And we get a cut to Gideon all burned up but alive or something, you know.
Well, it's so Ahsoka's supposed to take place after season 2 and like kind of around the same time as season 3, right?
Yeah, I think it's honestly pretty parallel to season
Okay.
3. Yeah.
they're weird with their
Maybe.
I'm gonna
timeline.
wait. I haven't heard anything officially confirmed, so I'm just
Well,
thinking
no, nothing.
same-
Well,
same
honestly,
time.
I doubt we'll get something because honestly, the last time they said something official, it
2
went
years.
pretty goofy.
Yeah.
So they're probably afraid to even make any comments because
Well,
it's like, you know, it's a time frame. It's 2 years. It's 1 year. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a few months. I was like,
well,
It's nice.
either way you slice it, it is definitely guaranteed after season 2 of Mando because
Well,
that's
yeah.
the reason Ahsoka, got the info from Morgan Elsbeth.
It's up.
all right, episode is up, and we see Mon Mothma.
Don't spoil it. I'm not there yet.
Spoiler.
No, you would have definitely never seen it. Spoiler.
Give me a moment.
Right.
Disney starts to act weird.
Yes, hopefully not. All right. Well, then once everyone is ready, we got 45 minutes, so average length for Ahsoka so far. Yep. All right. When everyone is ready.
My Disney
Hold on.
Plus is acting up.
Hold on.
Mine did for a
Yep,
second
no
too
worries.
about transformed.
It always pauses like right at the very beginning. I don't understand why Disney does that to me.
Yeah,
That
that
voicemail.
is sometimes.
All right, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Mine just
Okay.
likes to do this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still
All right. Ready?
Oh.
All right.
3.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I'm good now. Okay, yeah.
JG just like suddenly became all over. Look. No, we're all right. Starting the episode in 3, 2, 1, go.
Drink responsibly.
Moses. That's going to be interesting too, him realizing that she's Anakin's apprentice.
Yeah, because in the books he knows who Vader was. So that'd be. Oh, my mom. Hello there. I mean, what?
Dude, we didn't even talk about like the potential Night Sister zombies in those caskets either.
We shall see. Phase 1. I'm never going to stop.
There you go. After season 3.
But probably still close.
The possibility.
Personal gain. Where's the personal gain?
C3PO! Let's go.
His leg is in silver.
Shut up. Nobody cares. Boom.
Oh.
Just let Chopper kill him, please.
What?
Yes, it was so nice seeing 3PO on behalf of Leia.
100%.
Dreams and madness. Oh gosh. Here we go.
Madness.
Yeah, dude.
No way.
Shit, man.
Show us
Play!
what done.
Play him! Play him! No!
Play them all.
Damn right he was. Why my eyes leaking? It's weird. Fuck.
Look at all the lightsabers.
Stop gaslighting Hu Yang.
This is hilarious.
She's so happy and optimistic, man. I love that. Like her old self. Oh, here we go.
Oh, are they getting shot at? Oh yeah, they're definitely getting shot at by the Chimera. Oh
I
yeah.
knew it.
Oh what? Those are like probe thingies. Oh what? Oh, they're mines.
Yo, this happened in Heir to the Empire too.
Well, they don't want it.
Oh, they like home in on the ship.
Yeah, they're probably like magnetic. All right. There's the ring. Empire Strikes Back line. The chess moves.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Even after all these years, he's not lost his tactician's touch.
Those things have been around since the Clone Wars. Like, those things have proved their purpose. Does Ezra have a weapon?
Sabine's wearing it on her waist for some reason. Reverse Qui-Gon.
Ooh. Hello there.
Oh.
Does it just look like it, or is it red now?
It looks more red. Yeah, it's orange.
Oh, come on.
Not too bad.
All right. Yeah.
That worked my brain. The last time that Ahsoka and Ezra seen each other was in the World Between Worlds. That just dawned on me whenever. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, she.
It took me a minute. I was like, wait. Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, she probably got told what happened to Ezra, but yeah, I mean, she was not
That's
there
crazy.
to experience it.
I mean, it's pretty cool to see both of them hug too in live action because I mean both of them have had encounters with someone like Maul, so that just connects everything past that you've seen. You know, it's really cool to see unexpected characters like that to be put into live action and interact with each other.
Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, like, well, I mean, sort of the first part of the Syndulla Hera court-martialing was like sort of getting in the direction of like, okay, can somebody like shut this like
God, I wanted him to die.
or Sion or whatever up? Like he's one person on this council. Like, you know, do the others have something to say? But yeah, 3PO showing up like for Leia. You know, honestly, I think this was probably a good decision instead of, you know, going through the tangent of de-aging, like, or well, de-aging, but the deep faking someone as Leia. Because for one, we still got like sort of the emotional impact on Leia being Leia with, you know, oh, I authorized it, you know?
Yeah.
But we also got to see C-3PO, which, I mean, that was just very...
Even put the biggest smile on my face when I saw him.
Even if it's just a Leia name drop, dude, it's Anthony Daniels C-3PO.
Yeah.
Like that's so nostalgic.
Yeah, it was like, excuse me, and it was like instantly like, what? 3PO. Hey, Stanley's, what's up? So yeah, that was obviously very nice.
He didn't have a silver leg.
I think it was fixed by that time, wasn't it?
No, because even in
the OT, he always has a silver leg.
In the OT, he has a silver leg, and in like the Disney sequel trilogy, he has a silver leg and the red arm.
Oh, does he really?
From that comic book, yeah. So he's always had a silver leg, yeah.
Well, in Revenge of the Sith, he doesn't. He's all gold in Revenge of the Sith.
No, I'm not sure. I think he has a silver leg in Revenge too.
I can't remember the prequels, but I do know in between the OT and the sequels, he does. 100%.
Yeah. Right.
But dude,
we can find this out right now.
Very, very unexpected cameo from C-3PO. Pretty cool.
Yes.
Dude, yeah, man. Yeah, I wanted someone to take that guy out, just nigging him right then and there. I want Chopper to burn him.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. He did have one.
Yeah, because Revenge is when he actually became gold. Because even in Attack of the Clones, he was that like gunmetal, stainless color.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars is like
that's when he revealed himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely does. Yeah, I can see like the shots from like the movie at the very end.
I forget what that's from too, but I know like the red arm thing later on is in like a comic
I think
book
in the comic book or something like that, like some droid like saves him or whatever, and he ends up using the droid's arm or something as like a memento or something like that. I think that's the comic book.
You know what? I correct myself. In Revenge, he actually is fully golden.
Is he?
He is.
I could have sworn he had the.
I just watched Revenge quickly on Disney Plus, so it looks pretty completely golden. But I mean, it wouldn't make sense timeline wise because it still remains the point in the OT. He always has.
It's that in between.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe he got it fixed again, then lost it again. He just has a problem with his leg.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, so we got more of Sabine and Ezra, and that has been interesting. I don't know why it was so hard for Sabine to, you know, just say the thing that's going on, because, you know, I mean, it's at that point, it was their only way off that, you know, off that planet, off that galaxy. So you would think it would be maybe a tiny bit important to be like, yeah, actually, there's this one chance we have to get off.
Yeah,
and it's Thrawn's Star Destroyer.
I would have immediately said, yeah, you got to ditch these hermit crab people. We gotta go.
Yeah, like we don't have time for this at all.
Shredder references go. Tonight I dine on turtle soup.
Punch the unrighted the Clovis. Yep. Yep.
Man, okay, yeah.
Should we address the Anakin?
Yeah, let's do
that.
because my face is turning red just thinking about it.
So, well, there were the wise words from the trailer. So
Yeah. But they were
Yeah.
different though, because the trailer version of his quote that he used was actually more in the flesh. This had like a hologram filter over it.
right, yeah. But I mean, I don't recall exactly what he said in the trailer version, but I would imagine they just sort of took this take and just didn't put the hologram thingy filter on it.
Yeah.
But
I think it was longer too, like more. He said definitely more stuff. Well, he
Maybe there could
100%
be
did,
more to be
because
said.
First, Asajj Ventress name drop
Mhm.
reference in live action.
yeah, General Grievous,
Dooku.
Asajj Ventress, Count Dooku.
Him being in his Clone Wars
God, that
armor and
beautiful,
just
beautiful
saying
man.
those names is like a
Yeah. And I also loved, I mean, I laughed. I also love when he was like, yeah, and remember to train. At least more than I do. Or I do.
Yeah, this
was like a very Anakin thing to say.
This episode had a lot of funny moments in it. Like I feel like the humor in this was like done really nicely. You know,
It wasn't forced. Yeah, it was just right.
No pun intended, forced.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But no, I want to hear those other recordings. She's like, there's like 11 of them or something. I'm like, yo, let's go.
The recordings were like that she used it right there weren't even like helping her train or anything. It was just like more
hyping her up. Yeah.
It was sort of, like after you've done all of your sets, it's like that last sort of motivational, session to get you going.
Get that eye of the tiger, man.
Yeah.
Eye of the tiger, exactly.
Which is weird because in Rebels, when that old recording of Anakin gets played, is he wearing his Clone Wars uniform? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I mean it's Rebels. It's Rebels-ified. I'll say that. Okay. But I mean I think it's sort of more leathery looking, also with the shoulder. But it's the art style. I think it's supposed to be his Clone Wars thing. I think.
Yeah, he has like it's very different.
If it's in his Clone Wars armor, the recording has to be pretty early on.
It's not. It's like he's wearing like a Republic sigil, like on the front of it. It's like some weird thing.
He was talking. Yeah, he was talking about.
I'm talking about this one in this episode. Like that one has to be recorded pretty early on for him to be wearing that specific uniform. Because she could have been looking at a past recording of him, like Revenge of the Sith outfit.
Well, I mean, I guess it would make sense that he would have recorded those for her during that time, because I mean this would also be around the time of like Tales of the Jedi, where he did the first lesson with her training with the clones.
Well, he even mentioned like the Clone Wars villains' names too, like all those people that are dead.
And also because I mean by the end of season 3 or in season 3, I think, is when Asajj gets sort of casted aside by Dooku. So I mean, it also has to be before that.
Technically, we still could somewhere in the timeline get Asajj Ventress, because she only died in the books, and Dave doesn't give a crap about the books. So technically, she could not be dead. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense by now. Like she probably just died by this point. Yeah, she could have seen the Empire.
I would rather have a Dark Disciple style like ending though.
I think it's fitting.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Dave Filoni doesn't care about any of that stuff. That's like secondhand to him. So she could still be alive technically.
Let's not do that.
That's way bigger of a change than anything he's ever done.
Yeah, I mean that's a big one.
That's a very well-known character.
Well, like I'm not saying she's alive like now, like after I didn't say she like survived the Empire, but she could have been, hunted down like after Revenge of the Sith or something.
But dude, even like him in his Clone Wars armor just saying Asajj Ventress, he's got the scar too. That's the person that gave him the scar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I was smiling infinitely because as soon as I just hearing that majestic man's voice, my face was starting to turn red. I know who this is.
And then we also get like one shot on the side panel with like there are a bunch of lightsaber hilts on the side.
Well, those lightsabers were actually already on the wall in whatever that episode when Sabine was trying to move the cup or whatever. Those were in
probably, but like you got a pretty good look at
this.
them.
Was definitely a better.
Definitely not all those training lightsabers Hu Yang was using. Some of them look pretty legit. So yeah.
Cool.
would be sort of funny if, you know, like they're like, you know, Ezra, I know you don't want to take your lightsaber, but you know, just take this one.
What if they arm the turtles?
Hmm?
What if they arm the turtles?
Oh god, that's nuclear.
They're too
much
peaceful.
overkill.
They're too peaceful. That was
The
honestly
turtles wouldn't even like go outside of their little huts to pick up a blaster off of a dead night trooper.
I don't think they would be able to hold it, but it was comically hilarious. The first one that used the slingshot and was like a small pebble and just like bounced off the helmet. It was like
full Macaulay
Right.
Culkin. I loved it. Okay,
Yeah.
then after that, it was the space whales came out of hyperspace.
Yeah.
Grand Admiral Thrawn's not having that. He was just like, nope, having bad PTSD. I'm making sure those whales are not breaking through. That minefield design was crazy.
Yeah.
And when I was
Max, I
watching
think
it too,
you're
I
muted.
was almost gonna say like, well, they're just like in a grid pattern, just fly straight through. But then you see that scene where they start to like home towards the whales.
Yeah. Max, you're still muted.
My goodness, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hide my
That's what I
printer
was trying
stuff. In Heir to the, I blurted out Heir to the Empire because Thrawn literally does that in the Heir to the Empire books. He like does like a very quick attack of like Coruscant and drops like a minefield so nobody can come out of Coruscant.
I vaguely remember something like that.
And I don't think it was to like that extent. I think it was more of like a bluff than anything, but it was kind of cool to see like what the minefield looks like in person. Because when you're reading it, you can kind of picture stuff, but you can't, as much as seeing it. So it's cool to get that nod in there too.
It's sort of very like World War I and II, sort of like the U-boat, sort of like anti-U-boat mines, sort of that also are supposed to serve that sort of purpose. So yeah.
Except in space.
Except in space.
In whales.
Yeah. No, but I mean, at first I was totally like, oh gosh, is it actually the Chimera just unleashing hell on those purgils? But I mean, the minefield was also pretty cool and surprising, definitely.
Yeah.
You have like landmines and then like whales. This whole like that whole scene, I guess, when they're in the graveyard belt field of the planet, it felt like an underwater thing too, because even when they hide on like a rib cage thing and park with the lights off, you see like shrimp, like space shrimp, like floating over their windshield or something.
Yes.
Man, yeah. And then what was it? Went to that. Then it went to Thrawn and over the thing, which was so cool seeing that. Even after all this time, that dude has not lost a bit of his tactician stuff. So I'm just seeing him do that again, just like in Rebels and the books and everything, just stand over like a thing and just watching. And
so far it's been really nice hearing like his chess moves and sort of like also the intel he's gathering out of specific things, like
man.
Yeah, and I mean, so far, I think his reactions have been pretty on point. Like, especially like, for instance, like pulling the fighters. Once he knew that Ahsoka was trained by Anakin, and sort of
dude, that was a priceless reaction
towards that. Yeah,
he was like,
that was like Tarkin. That was like a Tarkin reaction too.
He was like, "Are you sure?" Because he knows who Anakin is and who Vader was, in like the new like trilogy thing, even like the old ones and stuff. Thank you. That's a great match. Yeah, but so I can only imagine him just like, oh, so man, it was cool seeing that. Damn it, just damn it, man, he's so good.
Yeah. And also was interesting the Night Sisters tracking Ahsoka with their magic.
Dude, they were like the Eye of Sauron. Did they? I see you. Lasers down on the one area. I was almost expecting one of them to have an echoey voice and say, "There is no life in the void."
Honestly, you're honestly so close, because like the witches were guiding the the direction, but the eye of Sion was opening fire. So
yeah,
it was yeah.
Then they make it out of that minefield, and then you called it. You said Empire Strikes Back. When they parked, it was like, oh, you guys see some Minox flying through the asteroid field, like Minox. And then even the quote with Ahsoka talking to Huyang, she's like, practically a little bit of a never tell me the odds to see
Yeah.
kind of.
I mean, Avila also said it, like, it's so nice to see Ahsoka now with her more, I guess, original attitude, like, smiling more, being, more along the lines of like what Anakin is, with like cracking jokes when
Gaslighting Hu Yang. Poor dude doesn't understand.
He's just like,
David Tennant.
So heated.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was great. That is just great. Yeah. Yeah. Then we got a bit of force echoing between Ahsoka and Sabine.
She got a Zenkai boost after being with Anakin and everything, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
But
Well,
man,
she's got all that weight off her shoulder. She even says, after the recording ends, like he was a good master.
I
Like,
can't stop smiling.
She's fully embraced the fact that Anakin at its core was a good being. Like, he was the chosen one, and he, especially at the time, was doing everything he could to prepare Ahsoka for her own path. And I mean that is very powerful, like, to get that weight off your shoulders.
I like that Ahsoka, anytime she knows that she's gonna like kick some butt, or like knows that she's got the fight, notice she doesn't take off her cloak. Like, she took it off with she didn't take it off with Marok until he like almost sliced her, and then she takes it off instantly when she first fights Balin, and the second time she just like, nah, I got this.
Well, she
did go straight into
the
it.
180. Before she even left the ship, she was putting on her jacket.
Yeah.
She
said, "Gotta look cool. Gotta look cool."
I guess that's kind of an advantage, because like you can expect to, I don't know, throw them off like where your body could be like under that poncho or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And one interesting thing also is the whole interaction that we saw from Balin. I mean, we still don't know what exactly he's after, but I thought it was very interesting to see him basically abandoning Shin. I know he left some wise parting words, but basically it was like, all right, I'm going for my higher purpose. You go, play with Thrawn when you're done, and good luck.
Yeah. Shin's pissed. She's probably like, man, we could have won that fight if you joined.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she's now tracking down Balin and they have some beef. Honestly, like, sort of like, you just left me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see where that leads. Thrawn is obviously preparing to leave. Pretty close. And then, I mean, the whole fight with Ezra and Sabine.
I was hoping they were going to give Ezra his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Have him, at least.
He was pulling a Chirrut, but
dude,
it was still pretty cool. Yeah, he was beating the crap out of everybody.
I was so happy seeing that, man, because I was just like, tell me, looks like, yeah, no. Just does like that.
Yeah.
But,
no, I totally respect the baller move of like, no, I don't need it. I'm good enough, But at the same time, I would have also wished for him to use the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Man, when people were getting force pushed against that like beetle bug thing the hermit crabs drives, you could see their spine like flex, like boom, like that looks like it hurts.
Yes. Yeah.
And the formation they used too was like the buffalo, like try to get to the center of the herd kind of barrier formation that, like, in real life, like in the wild, that prey used to get away from predator.
Also, I thought it was I don't know how I feel about the interaction between Ezra and Sabine when Sabine is like, yeah, Ahsoka took me as her Ahsoka took me as her Padawan. And then Ezra sort of like, what? Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. I felt like that was an appropriate Ezra reaction, but then her reaction of like, what? You don't think I can do it? Like, you don't have the Force. What do you think?
Yeah, and you were gonna touch on it too, like the whole Ahsoka reaching out to Sabine through the Force moment. I don't mind it, but I also do mind it. I do mind it because I'm right there with you. I don't really think Sabine should be leaning towards that path, but I like the connection they made between something like, say, Return of the Jedi, where, you know, Luke reaches out to Leia, and she's not like in tune with the Force, but it can still happen, you know?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a cool callback.
I mean, what to the extent of what it was now, it's okay because you can still sort of send these, like if you have a strong emotional connection, the more powerful, you know, the actual Force user can still, you know, sort of send like you know, almost like, you know, an echo, a message to someone that's not really Force sensitive. I'm just still nervous about how they're setting it up, possibly. Because I'm dead serious. It just simply breaks canon. There's no other way of saying it. Like if she uses the Force, it's like even breaks Disney canon, which is the more interesting thought. But no, I don't think Balin is going to kill Thrawn. Balin seems to be after
emotional whenever
something more ancient.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
he's
when he
definitely on
was
his own
leaving,
path.
I've seen some people say that there's this sort of like pathway that that was like built or like sort of built by the ancient like Night Sisters that's maybe what he's after. I don't know that like any of that lore firsthand. I've just heard about it from someone. But it sort of sounded like something that could be what he's after because it had sort of the sound of like something ancient that could be turned into a weapon, possibly, by the ancient Night Sisters. But yeah, we'll see. But he's not going to kill Thrawn, I don't think. Just got done watching the episode, really enjoyed it. Good. Yeah, I mean, it was a good episode overall.
Yeah.
I mean, Stanley said it too. Doubtful. He appears to be looking for something else. Yep.
Well, when Ahsoka jumps down, whatever, she does like a reverse Qui-Gon instead of jumping on the ship. She's like, like a combat roll.
Holy shit! I mean, that would have been very painful if you were
hard on the knees. Yeah. But Balin's like, you know, I can't let you come through here. He's at least guarding, even though he's not in the fight. He's still like on premises, like don't come near Shin and near her business and all that. But when he ignited the saber and then you see the color, I'm like, the lighting made it look like red.
Yeah.
Like hard Sith red. Even like you and I were like, what is that actually?
When they were clashing though, then it looked more orangey again. Yeah. But yeah, at first I was like, this is, you know.
He started to move it around more and it did turn back into orange, but it definitely did look red like initially.
Well, he it's kind of almost like a blood orange or something like that, where it's like kind of red, kind of orange. It's like in the in-between, so it makes sense, especially too because they're fighting in like a sandy kind of like looks like almost like dead grass kind of area. So it probably that color palette will probably bring that out more.
Well, he just got done talking to Shin, saying like, "All right, Padawan, this is your path now. Sorry, I gotta let you go." So that probably he felt like he had to do that so he could pursue his true meaning because Shin was off-standing. She didn't want to be part of that. So, I mean, subconsciously that probably cut him a little bit deep. So that could have been potential to bleed it a little bit more, you know, like a slow bleed of the crystal.
You know, I was getting choked up because I know we're running out of footage with, you know. Yeah. So when he was saying like, bye, I was like, this is Ray Stevenson saying bye.
Yeah.
And not just bye to Shin, but us,
I was also like sort of now drawing the connection that like their moment, their sort of parting ways. It was sort of like a less positive, less dramatic or I mean, I don't know about less dramatic, but it was sort of similar to in the Old Republic cinematic where, you know, Satil's master.
Yeah, right.
I don't know where that shit came from.
No, you're right.
Satil's master is like, go, you know, you like you must walk a different path. It was sort of those vibes, but Balin was just sounded a bit more mad, you know, sort of like, I have my destiny.
Yeah. He said something that reminded me of Kenobi too.
One final lesson. It was I'm trying to remember the quote. Doubtful of God. God, I have to go.
Oh, it was involving patience, because that's what Obi-Wan told Anakin.
Impatience.
Impatience for
Impatience
victory will result in
Yeah.
defeat.
That was a very Obi-Wan thing. I mean, even his
yeah.
like the beard and everything, it just.
And honestly, it
got
would
me
be
emotional.
something fitting that Obi-Wan could have said to like Attack of the Clones Anakin, for sure. Sort of, yeah, definitely.
He even says it to him in the elevator. Patience, you're sweating.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think Shin and Bale. I'm pretty sure that Shin would go after Balin because otherwise she would have gone with the stormtroopers. Which, by the way, that was sick. Them on the the gunships.
Brought back memories.
Just seeing those things like in live action, just serving
the door opening and then them just loading up.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, is Ezra about to pull like a Boba Fett? We're gonna have like a Boba Fett Ezra scene from like Mando.
Oh,
you know? When he like because they
the gaffy stick, he just
yeah.
like Mace Tartakovsky Mace window punch and like
Jesus,
the armor shatter.
Speed bag and B2 battle droids. I don't think so.
I get that reference. Yeah, the
oh
my god, and I like since Ahsoka's Zenkai boost, I'm just gonna call it that, is and everything with her fighting with Bail, and I love seeing her using her both blades again. And
reverse too.
That was cool because you could just tell she was taking it serious but having fun at the same time, talking at the same time, everything. And that was good. Hey, coffee. But
what's up, coffee? He said, I feel like this was the most Star Wars episode of the show, but the worst lore episode of the show. I don't necessarily know about that.
Well, that's very vague because what is considered the most Star Wars?
I guess he might be talking about. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if that feels the most Star Wars to you, I think he's talking about like how the episode felt.
Well, I think that you can argue because, like, to me, Episode 5 felt the most Star Wars to me because I love the prequels and the Clone Wars, so that felt the most.
That's
Star
what
Wars
I was
to
gonna
me.
say. It's biased. It's a biased.
Yeah.
Statement.
But it did have a lot of like I get what he's saying though. It did have a lot of Star Wars. Like it felt like the kind of the humor of like the original and the prequel trilogy had a lot of that humor, but like not made it too silly, and there was a lot of just like callbacks to like we were talking about Empire and even Episode 2 when Obi-Wan's fighting Jango and the and the craters and stuff. So I get what they're trying to say. I think it just has a lot of Star Wars thingies in it.
It encapsulates a lot because there's a name drop with Leia Organa, and there's also a name drop with like Ventress. Some things you would never expect in the same episode.
True. Yeah. On that note, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, particularly like with those scenes, like C-3PO, basically sending regards from Leia and like, I think what really sort of makes this episode for me is just seeing Ahsoka back to her prime, or at her prime now, really. Because yeah, I mean, it really makes everything. I mean, it hasn't necessarily. I mean, bothers maybe a bit too much because like there obviously was some reason for it, but I can safely say that I'm enjoying Ahsoka now that she's more like her season 7 Clone Wars version almost, or Rebels, way more, with her being more lighthearted, taking things more like in the days of with her master. And also seeming like, honestly, also by her presence, she seems more confident, like for especially compared to her first fight with Balin. I mean, she didn't seem scared there, but somebody that knows they're gonna win looks different. And in this one, she was like totally like, I'm not even planning on fighting you, but I know the few strikes we're gonna blow at each other, I'm fine. That was really the vibe she was giving.
Well, she's been saying a lot less too since that dream sequence, and she's been fighting a lot more. Which is what a lot of people want to see, anyways. Yeah, actions speak louder than words, and yeah,
it is true. So really from that standpoint, like for sort of like subtle emotional Star Wars feel, I think this one is definitely up there. Even if we sort of overall, this is definitely like a setup episode for the finale, because even though we got some action, I mean, it was all sort of more the little, you know, like sort of push moves by Thrawn to sort of gather more intel. So it wasn't anything crazy major. But yeah, I think we can expect the next episode to go down.
Yeah,
We found out what happened to Zeb.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did name drop. Yeah,
he's training troops, right? Zeb? He's training troops.
Yeah. Andrew says, I'm definitely going to need to read Heir to the Empire before next week's episode because I really want to believe Dave Filoni knows what he wants, but don't 100% remember what happens in the book.
It's a good book, man.
Heir to the Empire is a great book. Can definitely always recommend you reading that.
That or audio, whichever you prefer. There's a good cut of it out there now.
Oh, audio is 100% the way to go because it's got all the Star Wars music in it, the lightsaber, the black, like it's like listening to a movie. That's what I did. It was
yeah,
it was the best.
I get you revenge.
I mean, that's honestly what I did too. Yeah,
I just like. I mean, Heir to the Empire for me is Thrawn. I mean, it's supposed to be about Luke, you know, Mara Jade, you know, Sabayoth, whatever characters you want to name. But for me, it's a story about Thrawn being the bad guy. And what they've done, you know, within the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka is nail how he looks and how he acts. Dude's got an actual, like, ISD chessboard, too. Like, that they would have at Venator Bridge, you know? Like, oh, we're lacking forces here. Perfect. That is exactly what he does.
Yeah.
So.
God, what was it? The magistrate said to him, and he was like, no, this is perfectly what we want. While they're doing this, we're going to get off this godforsaken planet. And then feels that, and I'm like, oh, and you see this glowing red eyes. It's like, I got him.
He's got a plan B for his plan B.
Yeah,
because even he
plans have plans. I can't remember what that was from.
He didn't account for Balin bailing on them.
Yeah,
but he still was ahead. He's like, we got time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and also I like the reaction. It was sort of like, as you said, I think he was to an extent actually surprised that Balin wasn't there. But then at the same time, it was sort of funny how like the magistrate was just sort of like, oh shit, you know, I got this guy on the team. Bailed shit. But Thrawn, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how she's sort of like, I guess like almost like the typical, you know, other high-ranking Imperial that just sort of is like questioning his orders, and then he's like, amateurs.
You gotta be. Hey, if you're ever in the shoes of one who questions, you gotta be careful because in Star Wars, usually those people are the one to.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Definitely.
It's what else was it? What else?
No Callus mentions though.
Those sideburns should. When you never know.
Yeah, I mean Callus is also like a. I mean, obviously, I mean not too much of a big one, but it would still be nice to sort of. I mean, even the casting I think would not be too crazy there because I don't think they would need him for something grand.
Just have the voice actor like around like a corner or something, hanging out with you. See Zeb, and you just see in the background. It's like, all right, you got this and everything. Yes, I got that, Zeb. And you just hear that. That's all you need.
Yeah.
He looks nothing like him though. He wouldn't work.
Yeah, I think
Charlie did
voiceover.
Charlie didn't mean as Callus, just sort of as a random cameo.
Yeah, just off cameo.
Just Callus's voice.
Just have like
the voice.
I'm just trying to get this guy over here to go get this for me, but he's taking forever in that room. You just hear like the voice actor or something like that. I'm getting it. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Man, let's see. Oh, and Ahsoka just like, sure you want to do this with Shin? Just basically just destroyed everything because there's Zenkai boots and stuff like that. And she's like, hey, I can help. Okay, run off. All right, that works too.
Also, anyway, like how her entrance is like 3 stormtroopers getting force pushed into frame and she slides in.
Dude, oh my god, I know what it was. Almost rest in peace, Ezra's hair.
Oh yeah, that was like honestly,
That was close.
Shin is everyone's misunderstanding that Shin was just trying to give us a great service of making Ezra look like in Rebels. She was just trying to give him a good.
So she heard online. So the fans are complaining about the hair, are they?
Like, Jesus, woman.
Just a little off the top. That's all.
Just having a little trim.
But
yeah,
awesome.
And rightfully so. I mean, Shin ran away from the three of them, just like like Western spaghetti Western. Like, you want to fight?
I mean,
and then she runs away. I mean, it makes sense that she would, but I guess I'm just tired of seeing lightsaber, fights and battles end with somebody running away. I want to see someone die.
It has to be meaningful. Well, I said my accent was.
I mean, I'm glad though that they, what we've been kind of talking about on the round table with like that it wasn't, an easy sort of, like, yes, Balin just abandoned me. Please take me to the light side. Like, I'm glad that didn't happen because that would have just felt unnatural. Like, I mean, Shin is literally like fueled by hatred. So yeah, I think we're gonna see her letting that loose on Balin probably. But yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything.
That's solid squared. Good. Yeah.
I would say we just get closing thoughts and then we'll get out of here for today. So JT, start us off.
Shit. He's inverted.
The Anakin. Dude, the Anakin hologram, man, that hits personally deep. That is always awesome. Yes, more of that. Anything you can do more of that. The Night Sisters, love seeing them on screen, even when they're just chilling upstairs doing their witch magic, whatever. It's like psst, those lasers, they're right here. Fire on the asteroid belt right there. So, I mean, a lot of those little moments, I guess, were cool for me. But yeah, I can't wait to see where this last episode takes us.
All right, Max.
I really enjoyed this episode, man. I mean, it's probably in my top 3. Like, it doesn't top episode 5 for me, but it gets pretty close. It's got a lot of Star Wars callbacks. It's always great seeing Anakin again. I didn't think we were gonna see any Anakin at all, and then we get like even if it's just like for like 5 seconds. I know we were all like, oh, like losing our minds and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, overall, it's like just well done, man. I mean, I've been enjoying this show so much, and I just like every week I'm just like so excited to like watch the next episode.
Maul, Jessica, in any order.
I liked it a lot. I like that we got a lot more Thrawn and him doing his thing, because I liked episode 5, but Thrawn's one of my favorite characters, even above Anakin. So for me, at least, I mean, I like those anti-hero weird characters, not necessarily the main protagonist usually, but he last episode is probably my favorite of the season, and this one's probably third behind episode 5 for me too. I'm excited to see, I noticed Stanley's just asked if they're going to steal the Eye of Sion or stow away. I think that, I at least hope that AHSOKA and company beat Thrawn and company in this galaxy or something, but don't kill him, and then he has to explain what he's doing. And maybe that sets up the movie, something like that.
They'll hide in one of those caskets.
Yeah. Like there's got to be more going on that we don't know about yet. But
I'm hoping for like a classic Rebels like infiltration mission, and Ezra has to get at the ceiling. That's my prediction.
I'm surprised, honestly. I was more expecting like, where's Chopper?
Yeah, we got a little Chopper, but not
we
enough.
got a little Chopper.
We got pissed off Chopper.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
Yeah. He was ready to fly over there and like slap him by turning his head multiple times. Yeah. No, but I mean that would be pretty cool. I actually think too. like sort of infiltrating the Chimera to sort of plan whatever shenanigans. Yeah. It would be funny if like they have to get through a vent, but Ezra is no longer small enough to fit. Yes. All right, but Charlie, you're next.
Well, you know me, I don't do ratings. If I like it, I like it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it. If I don't, I destroy it. But no, I mean, I don't like it. But man, I just literally did my face turned red. I started instantly clapping, hearing that majestic voice. Anakin Skywalker, just hearing even a hologram, possibly more. He did. And I almost said something. I'm not gonna hold that. But anyways, like just that, and just seeing her train while listening to that hologram and everything like that, being a whole lot more happy, optimistic, and stuff like that, and being funny with Hu Yang. Seeing Thrawn being so damn menacing, and everything, with those glowing red eyes, and tactician that he's not lost his touch. Everything. What the hell is in those crates? Balin, God rest that man's soul, Ray Stevenson. I can not wait to see every scene that he is in. Got left. Love his character. Very intriguing on what Shin will do. It was ridiculously cool seeing Ezra again and him just basically pulling a Magneto force push and just like, nah, everything like that. Seeing Ahsoka fight Balin with their Zenkai boost going almost to semi Super Saiyan, and just handling herself good, enjoying the fight. Yeah, and just my mind being blown because it just dawned on me when we were watching. I was like, so seeing Ezra and Ahsoka reunite for the first time since they were both in the World Between Worlds of season 3. Oh my God, it's crazy to think about. So I loved it. I enjoyed it, and I am loving watching this damn show with my own brace. So yeah, I have spoken. Thank you.
Very well. Avela, do you have any comments you would like to make? She's shaking her head. No comments. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the episode overall. One interesting thing that we were literally talking about before the episode started was the timeline, and now we have a better idea of where we are. So we're definitely behind, or like after season 3 of Mando. But probably not far, I would think. You know, I mean, the way they were talking, it seemed like the whole insurrection on Mandalore has been a recent thing. But yeah, so we definitely know that we're behind Mando season 3. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just seeing Ahsoka back to her, you know, her full self, just without that weight of Vader. Yeah, it's just really nice. The banter between her and Hu Yang, like, is just on point. It's just, yeah, it's just good. And yeah, I mean, Thrawn just doing his thing. The chess game is on, and right now it's looking pretty good for him. So yeah, I think the next episode is going to be interesting. Also, with like Shin and Balin, how that's going to end up working. If, you know, they're going to end up fighting each other, and that's sort of going to stop Balin's quest. Probably, I hope that we, you know, she doesn't, you know, if she tries to, you know, stop him or something, we still find out what he was planning. Because it's just very fascinating what drives him. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that now the numbers have dwindled, but I know there were like around 10 people at some point in the chat. So really appreciate everyone who was watching, still lurking. Hope you guys enjoyed too. Everyone's stuff is going to be linked in the description below. So go ahead and check that out. They all do awesome stuff. And we'll be back next week for the last and final episode of Ahsoka.
Ah.
Have a good one, and JT is suffering with you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Well.